and this week's topic is teach something. Well, the only thing I can really do is write, and that is not very good for teaching through YouTube in 10 minutes. So I'm not gonna teach you to write, but since I'm from the Netherlands, I figured I'd make an educational video about the Netherlands and teach you a little about my home country. So here goes. The Netherlands is a really small country about the size of New Jersey. However, it inhabits about 17 million people, which means that it's one of the most densely populated countries in the world. That has its effect on how people act towards each other because there's so many together. So individuality is really big. Half of the country is about below sea level, and that means that water is the biggest natural disaster threat. There are there have been a couple pretty bad floods in the past 20 years, I guess. The biggest one was in '53. Uh, Lots of people died there and it was really nasty. But I wasn't born yet, so it's part of my history. Um, Parts of it are claimed from the sea. If you compare old maps to new maps, you can really see that. They're called polders, and it's really useful to get more land for all those people. Um, the capital is Amsterdam, so Amsterdam is not a country for all those uneducated Americans. It's the capital. It's not very big compared to many American cities. It's about 700,000 people. So that's like a village. It's really nice though. Old the old center is from the Golden Age, the 16th century um, and 17th century, where Holland actually was a superpower and ruled half the world, and mostly the seas. Um, and that's a period in Dutch history where we look upon with pride. It also includes the slave trade, but we try to forget that. Um, it's a kingdom, uh, but the queen currently, Beatrix, is doesn't have that much power. Uh, she resides in The Hague, just like the government. So the government's not seated in the capital, but in a different city. We have a prime minister and a cabinet of ministers that do the lawmaking and stuff. Um, I have to confess that I don't exactly know how politics are ruled um, in the Netherlands, but it's uh, it's a mess, really. It's a coalition opposition type thing with all kinds of different parties. And actually today, Wednesday the 9th, was election day because the previous government collapsed. That was actually the fourth government in a row that didn't reach the 4-year term. That says something about um, the Dutch politics, I guess. Um, So Queen Beatrix has been ruling the country, sort of, for 30 years, and her son, Willem Alexander, is going to be king soon. He is married to an Argentinian girl who is actually very popular. So that's going to be fun in a couple of years. Um, yeah, it's a totally flat country except for in the far south where there's a couple hills, none of them extending above about 400 feet. So that's why biking is so popular, because you don't have to bike uphill most of the time. There's like a couple little bumps from the Ice Age uh, left, but that's just really not anything if you compare it to most of the other countries in the world, really. So yeah, biking is the main mode of transportation. There's more bikes in Holland than people, and it's so ingrained in society that you can't picture Holland without bikes. I keep saying Holland, but actually Holland is only the two of the 12 provinces. Um, so, but it's easier to pronounce, so that's why I do it. If you wanna ask someone where he's from, they'll probably say the Netherlands, because that's the whole country. It means the lowlands, uh, because it's below sea level and it's flat and stuff. Um, yeah, a couple local dishes. There's no such thing as the Dutch cuisine. Uh, Local dishes are veggies smashed with potatoes, like carrots and onions, or kale, or green beans and white beans, and some other leaf veggies that I don't know the English name for. I don't really like it. It's usually eaten with bits of bacon or smoked sausage, and it yeah, it really fits the people because it's simple and sturdy, and you can exactly see what you get. Also, something that I do like is raw herring with a couple raw onion bits. That's really good. Usually, when you order one at the fish store, they'll gut it and cut the head off, and then you can eat it. That's basically it, and it's really really good because it's so smooth and buttery, and I really enjoy it, and I really hate that I can't find them anywhere here. Fries is a meal, not a side dish, usually eaten with mayo, and you can get all kinds of fried snacks with it, like croquetten. That's like a roux with meat, and then shaped into a cylinder or little balls, and then fried. It's really good, but it looks really gross. Um, there's a couple famous Dutch people that reached across the ocean, I guess. Um, Mostly entertainment, like Famke Janssen from X-Men, and Paul Verhoeven. He's a director. He did RoboCop and Stormship Troopers and stuff. Um, of course, there's the famous painters like Rembrandt and Vermeer and Van Gogh. Um, the Golden Earrings are our Dutch band, and yeah, there's also some scientists and stuff, but you have to look them up on Wikipedia yourself. Um, Holland is known for its loose soft drugs laws. It is allowed to smoke and have on you a personal amount of cannabis, weed, or hashish, um, but you can't like grow it or anything more than a couple plants for your own use. Euthanasia and abortion are legal, um, within some borders, obviously. Uh, and since 2001, Holland is the first country where two people of the same sex can get married. The wooden shoes that everyone talks about um, are still popular with farmers because they're dry and warm and they protect your feet, but no, not everyone is walking on them. And when Holland plays soccer internationally, the country really goes insane. Everyone dresses in orange because that's the national color, and they go nuts. And that also happens with Queen's Day at the end of April. Um, and then you can see what the Dutch people are really like, and it's really funny. So yeah, that's a little about Holland. If you want to know more, just hit me up, and I'll try to explain some. I hope you like this lesson, and I'll see you next week. Bye.